Yeah. A very good morning to all of you. VIIl D, welcome to the physics class, children. Hope you all are fine.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Yes.
Yes,
Now,
ma'am.
children. Yes, children. I'll just repeat something that I have already posted on WhatsApp that you will be getting the syllabus till dispersion. You will have light in the test, reflection and refraction. Out of it, you will be only studying till topic dispersion for now. It's not forever. Okay, we'll be doing other topics also, but for unit test you will be having till dispersion. Second important thing is that since the test is objective and you don't need to give the explanations, you don't need to write long answers, so do not depend more on copy work. Complete it, do it every day as I'm giving it to you, as I'm providing you the written material. But you should understand that important is that you go through the chapter properly. Yes, objectives, the objectives that can be framed from it. For that, if you go through the chapter, you know the content, you know the logics behind things. Like supposing common question that I gave you that day, number of images formed when this when the two plane mirrors are at an angle of this, so you'll be able to find because you know the formula, isn't it? But then you don't have to do all that on the, I mean, you don't have to show it. You'll do it and you will just write the, you'll tick mark the correct answer. So just understand this, since you are grown enough, that logics are to be applied, but do not start learning the question answers. Are you understanding what I'm trying to say? 8D?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So now,
Understand.
children, yes. So in the last class, I was talking about these image formation, and as I've just told you, that I'll be sending a video regarding this. You can pause the video and you can just understand that how I'm telling you. I'll be drawing it and you can understand it well. Fine. Now, coming to page number 196, that is dispersion. All of you open to page number 196, dispersion, children. Important topic. Now, do you have any idea about dispersion? Have you studied it in your previous class, in class 7? Yes or no? 8th D?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes,
So,
Ma'am.
yes, so we will repeat it and we will study something more about it. Now, children, see, dispersion is a process in which the white light breaks into a band of 7 colors. Now, let me tell you that the white light is actually a combination of 7 colors. Yes, 7 colors which you well know, VIIl. Yes, VIIl is a series of arrangement of the colors when the dispersion takes place. Violet, indigo, blue, green, orange, yellow, and red. So, the idea behind this, that you need to understand that the light, when they combine together, they form white. Yes, and this we can understand very well by looking at two examples. You must have seen when children are small, generally in villages children do this. Of course, children here in cities also play with this. They take the strips of paper, yes, rectangular strips of paper, and they arrange it this way, crisscross way. They arrange it like this, and in the center they put one stick, broomstick or some stick, and then they run with it. And when the wind, like when wind blows, or when they run, because of the air, it starts spinning. Have you ever observed it?
yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
and when it,
Yes,
when it moves with a speed round and round, then you can see that it appears colorful if you observe it carefully. So it shows that, that also shows, and in the same way, a disc, white paper disc, if you take white chart paper disc, if you take and you just turn it round and round with a speed, you can see that you can see some colors also. Now, this, it is just to understand that white light or white color is actually a combination of many colors together. The same way, here we are going to relate it with the concept of light, that when a light ray travels, when a beam of light travels, white light. Now, with white light, we do not mean the light coming from the rod or from CFL. White light, and white light, we mean sunlight which is coming, the torch light, the candle light, it all relates to the white light. Now, this white light, who's this? Something, something. Yes. Now, this white light, children, when it is allowed to pass through a prism, I'll just tell you what is a prism, just to understand. A triangular you can say a triangular piece which is made up of rectangular pieces arranged in three-dimensional manner. We have taken glass slabs. As I have told you, the glass slides you must have seen since you are in class 8. You must have seen glass slides. Yes, the same way you will see that these glass slides or rectangular pieces of glass, they are arranged such that they form a triangle, and this triangle is 3D. Fine. Now through this structure, this is called a prism, and through this prism, children, when the white light enters and it passes, it comes out, it moves from the other end, we see that it breaks the light into a band of 7 colors. Now this whole phenomena is called as dispersion. Any problem?
No, ma'am.
Okay, so I'll just read it out for you. The phenomena of dispersion, that is the splitting of white light into 7 colors. White light means the ordinary light or the sunlight. Actually, white light or sunlight is made up of 7 colors: violet, indigo, blue, green, yellow, orange, and red. When light passes through a prism, it gets separated into a constituent colors. The pattern so obtained is called spectrum. Now see, from this little paragraph which we have, 3 paragraphs, many questions can be framed. The process that is taking place, the splitting of white light into a band of 7 color, children, that refers to dispersion. That is the process which is called dispersion. And the band of 7 color that we get, the series of the color that we get altogether, that is called spectrum. That we call spectrum. So just don't get confused. The process is dispersion. The object through which dispersion is taking place, that is the prism. Because see, again you can say that here objective questions are there, and the band of 7 colors so obtained is called the spectrum. Any problem till here?
No, ma'am.
Okay, now children, why this is happening, we need to see. See, different colors, the colors that we're getting right now, we talked about colors. These colors which we are getting after dispersion, these have different wavelength. And because they have different wavelength, you'll be studying more about wavelength in class 9th. See, they have different wavelength, so they get deviated at different angles. And because they get deviated, they get away from their path at different angle, we get a band of colors. Now children, this band of colors, 7 color that we have got, if we again, like supposing this was the prism, it passed, the light passed, and then through the prism, and then we got the band of 7 color. Now this band of 7 color, again if we let it pass through the inverted prism, this was the upright, and now this becomes the inverted. Now if it is allowed to pass through the inverted prism, children, we will see that this band of 7 color again combines into white light, and this shows that yes, white light is made up of a band of 7 colors. Please put your speakers off. So in the diagram you can see that there's white light. Now why we have this cardboard and a slit? The cardboard and the slit is there, children, so as to make it clear. See, everywhere light is available. If you're sitting in the open area, everywhere of course the light is available, the sunlight is available. But to focus the light at one point, to let the light pass through it so that we can see the process of dispersion properly, we take a cardboard, we can take torch. If we do it in a room, while sitting in a room, we can take a torch, and we want the light to pass through properly, the beam of light that we talked about earlier also. So we can say that this is the cardboard, and you make a slit. Yes, you make a slit in the center through which the light can pass. Wait, is it visible?
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
Now just wait. Now is it okay? I cannot really.
Yes, ma'am.
So
Yes,
now
ma'am.
the light passes through this slit. Through this slit, it can easily move. Now when this light will pass, children, we have prism here. Yes. Now when this light, wait, when this light is going to pass through the prism, we see that it breaks into a band of 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7 colors. Now if we invert, now this was the upright prism. Now if we invert it, then we see that it changes, it all mixes, and we see a combination, and that is the white light. So the slit was made. Yes, the slit was made, children, so that light can easily pass through it. Fine. And then in the diagram you can see the band of 7 color, beautiful band of 7 colors. Any problem?
No, ma'am.
No. Now reading further. A prism can split white light into 7 constituent colors in nature. Now, this phenomena, as see in refraction, also we studied that yes, of course, the refraction is not a phenomena that we are just studying for studying purpose. It is actually taking place. Same here also, we see dispersion in our regular life also. Not every day, but of course, we observe this phenomena in nature also. Now, you must have seen a very simple example. You must have seen a rainbow. How many you have actually seen a rainbow? I mean, practically in nature you've seen, not in the books and in the movies and all. Anyone?
Ma'am, I have.
Yashashvi?
Ma'am, I have.
Okay. Good, good, good. Now, you must have seen, see children, the rainbow that we see is a little different from the one that we draw in the copies. We draw it with dark, bright colors. Yes. And when you see it in nature, it's not like as much dark. Yes, of course, you can see a band of 7 colors, but it's not so dark and it's not in a proper arc manner. Is it like that?
No,
No, ma'am.
ma'am.
Yes, so let's see why it is or how it is taking place. See what happens that when it rains, of course, some of the raindrops they are scattered in the air. They get stuck with these dust particles and they get stuck with the air particles. So these are present somewhere in the nature in the atmosphere. Then what happens when if after rain it is accompanied or just after the rain if you see the sunlight, so now the light is available and these small drops of water which are still present, the raindrops which are still present in the environment, these little raindrops they act as the prism, and when white light falls on it, the white light breaks into a band of 7 colors. Now you will see an arc or you will see the shape of the rainbow depending upon where these raindrops are scattered, and the same way you can see it into a continuous, you can say continuous column, a continuous arc, which actually you can say we actually call as rainbow. Fine, since it's a bow-like structure. So let's talk about it. Splitting the sunlight, thereby creating beautiful rainbow. That is why rainbow is formed only after rain when sunlight comes out. The same way through the oil also this happens. The process takes place and we see sometimes not very clearly, but sometimes when the oil spill takes place, oil gets spilled, then of course we see the same thing when it mixes with water. Now then yes, with the soap, the bubbles that are there in the soap, the same way these bubbles they act as the small prism, and this dispersion process takes place and we are able to not very proper prominent colors we'll see, but of course a little bit coloration we are going to see since the dispersion process takes place. Now, so is there any problem with the dispersion, children?
No, ma'am.
So
No, ma'am.
Ma'am.
in nature, if 3 examples are asked, like I mean I'm talking about the exams, you'll be able to write from nature also, that where do you see dispersion in everyday life?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
Okay, now we talk about human eye, though you'll not be getting, but since we have the class, so we are continuing with it. We have studied that we can now see children. We when we talk about our eye, we simply know that it is we are able to see and it helps us to see. But then what is there? What is letting us see and how we are able to observe? How we are able to differentiate between colors? How we are able to differentiate between people? We see them, we identify them, and we are able to know. We are able to understand. And the same way, we get the instinct that what has to be done next. Like supposing when you see girls generally, when you see a lizard, you know what you have to do. You have to shout. Yes. Same way when you see a rose, you say, wow. So from where this instinct is coming that you're seeing something and you're feeling. It is because it is happening because the eye is a sense organ, one of the sense organ, and it helps us to sense our surroundings since it is connected to the
Brain.
brain, and the brain is ordering you, brain is telling you what you are seeing, why you are seeing, and then how you have to react on seeing it. Yes. So we have studied that we can see an object only if the light is reflected from the object reaches our eyes. If object is there, the availability of light is also there, but the person who has to see that object is blind, or there is some problem with the eye. Do you think that we'll be able to, or the person will be able to see the object?
No, ma'am.
No. So the same way, the availability, as I have mentioned in the answer also that I've given, that the availability of the object, availability of the light, and of course the eye, the presence of eye, our eyes is important. Then, our eyes are the sense organs that provide the sensory perception of light. Let us understand in detail that how eye works. Now, children, we have two pair, of course, a pair of eye, and the eyes, yes, it is spherical in shape. Now, the shape that we see and the shape that you'll see in the model actually in the practical room, it is a little different. It is ball shape. The eye is ball shape, and it is covered with it is protected with these eyelids, the eyelids which are present. And whenever you have any danger or something that can destroy or damage your eye, then quickly it's sudden reaction that we close our eye. If I take a stick and I just do like this, you will do like this. This is the first reaction that comes. So these eyelids are there for protection purpose. Now, the eyelids are closed during sleep. Let us discuss the various parts of the eye in the following paragraph. We'll be see as I'll be reading it out for you, as I'll be explaining, you will be seeing in the diagram also, and you'll be relating with it. The first part is the cornea. It is the outer bulging part of the eye. It is transparent and allows light to enter the eye. The cornea protects the eye and helps in focusing the light. So here in the diagram, starting from the left, children, we'll see that you have the cornea here, the bulging part. Can you see it? If you are not able to see, do not say yes, ma'am. Say yes, ma'am, only when you are able to see. So the bulging part on the
Yes,
left
ma'am.
side, you see, it is the cornea, it is the front part, and from here, the light is going to enter the eye. Fine. And the light is going to be focused at a point. It allows the light to get focused. Any problem?
No, ma'am.
Okay.
No.
Then
No,
we
ma'am.
have the second thing, the second one that we have is the iris. All of you say iris.
Iris.
Yes.
Iris.
Iris.
Yes, yes. It is the colored part of the eye behind the cornea. Now, behind the cornea, that means we are moving this way. Yes, from here to here. This means behind. Behind doesn't mean that you cannot see. Behind means this way. The diagram is not this way, it is this way. Okay? So, behind the cornea, you you have the iris. The function of the iris is to control the amount of light entering the eye by increasing or decreasing the size of the pupil. Iris also gives the distinct color to the eye. The pigment present in the iris is responsible for the color of the eyes, such as black, brown, blue, or green. Now, just see. For this, you have to understand pupil also. So I'm reading out pupil also, then I'll explain. Pupil is the tiny hole in the middle of the iris through which the light can enter. So the first point was cornea, from which of course the light is going to enter your eye. Now inside the eye, the light will enter through a small pore which is called pupil. Have a look at the pupil. Yes, that black spot like structure. Can you see, children?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, and
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
yes, now understand. See, this is a small hole like this. Like if these my two hands like this, these represent the iris. Yes, and in the center, the space that you have, like this. The space that you have is the pupil. So pupil is not a dot. Pupil is the space for the light to enter inside the eye. And these iris, these, they decrease and they increase, they move up and down like this. They help in adjustment of the light that is going to enter. Like, remember, like supposing you come out of a dark room all of a sudden in the light, what do? You blink your eyes like this. Now, why do you blink your eyes? Because you are adjusting the amount of light. Same way, from light, if you enter a dark room, you do like this. Yes, because in dim light, in bright light, the amount of light that is entering is different. So the same way it adjusts. So you understand that the pupil is a opening through which the light can enter, and the iris controls amount of light that is going to enter. Now the same way, iris is also important as it gives beautiful color to your eyes. Yes. So as I asked yesterday, the students of 8B, what about the color of the eyes of Aishwarya Rai? Girls and boys, of course. Come on, simple question. Have you observed the eyes of the actress?
Ma'am, brown.
Is it brown? Isn't it a little greenish? Greenish brown? Yes. So some of them they have
Yes,
beautiful
ma'am.
colors. Yes. Like Lisa Ray, actress. She is known for blue eyes. Yes. So the eyes, now you know, now scientifically you understand why I'm telling you that the color of the eyes depends on the iris. Any problem till here?
No, ma'am.
Okay.
No, ma'am.
Yes, someone has sent green. Correct. Now, next we have retina. Now see children, remember the last topic that we discussed, we were talked about that the lens is there, then the candle was there, and then you had a screen on which you, after refraction, you were getting image. Do you remember that? We did an experiment. Yes, yes, we discussed that. And the image you were getting on the on the whiteboard, and that whiteboard was the screen, isn't it? Yes. So here also you have screen we'll be talking about. Now, next is lens. It is a tiny hole in the middle of the iris. Sorry, sorry. It lies behind the pupil and the iris. The human eye is a convex lens made up of protein. The function of the lens is to focus light to form an image on the retina. Now, retina is the part on which the image will be formed, and the lens, as I told you that the last time we did an activity, we talked about an activity where we talked about the lens. Now you understand convex lens. Can anyone tell me the shape of the convex lens? If you study it carefully, if you listen carefully.
It
They
is
are
thicker in
bulging at the middle and they are tapering at
the
the edges.
Yes, the tapering at the ends, or they are pointed at the ends, and in the center they are thick, and in the, or you can say at the edge they are thin, and in the center they are thicker. The same way you have a lens, but here it is made up of protein. In our eyes it is present. This lens is going to help in the formation of the image, and where the image will be formed, that is the retina part. So we discuss about retina and then we'll end. It is a lining behind the ball. Now just have a look at the lens. Can you see a beautiful brownish color structure, children, which is the lens?
Yes, ma'am.
Fine. So you can
yes,
see the
ma'am.
cornea, you can see the iris, you can see the pupil, and then you can see the lens also. Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Fine.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, since this is the front structure, yes, this was the front structure. Try to understand it with my hand position. And here, it is a continuous ball-like structure. So here you have a sheet-like structure, a membrane-like structure, which is going to act like a sheet on which the image formation has to take place. It acts as a screen on which the image formation will take place. So this screen resembles your retina. Fine. Retina has numerous nerve receptors that send signal to the brain where the image is finally perceived. Now, as we started, I told you that even if the image formation is taking place, but if these nerves are not there to take the information to the brain, then of course there will be no reaction from your side. You are only able to see and react about the things because of the order from the brain that yes, this is a chalk, this is a duster, this is a pencil, this is my teacher, this is my friend. You are able to identify. It is because your brain is telling you. Moreover, it contains two types of receptors, that is the rods and the cone. Rods are sensitive to dim light, children, and the cones are sensitive to bright light. Then moreover, one more thing is there, that cones sense the color. So the colored image that we are able to see, this is because of the cones, and in the dim light or in the less light, whatever we are able to identify, that is because of the rods. So here you see the rods and the cone, the colorful structure, that are the cones, and then you have the rods. So there is if you just understand one thing, that on the upper part you see a cone like structure and the rod like structure. That is more than enough for you to understand for now, for this class. So rods and cones are there in the retina, and this is how on it it acts as a screen like thing, and on it the image formation takes place. Colorful image or black and white image, depends. So any problem till here?
No, ma'am.
Fine. Now, children, in the next class, you'll be having test. Fine, revision test. I'll be giving a sheet as I've been giving you earlier. You will do it and then we'll discuss the answer. So be prepared for it. Till which topic? Repeat.
Ma'am, dispersion.
Dispersion.
Very good, dispersion. So be ready with the objective questions from in between of the chapter. So this is how we have come to the end of our class, children. The written material that I'll be providing you, keep doing in your copies, but depend more on book for your test, for your unit test. So this is how we have come to the end of the class, children. Take care of yourselves. Bye-bye.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.